friends, welcome back to another vlog. Got quite a exciting vlog for you guys coming up. I think I'm gonna go over my TBR. I'll probably do some painting. I might flip through some of my sketchbook for you guys to see because I've been doing some watercolor painting lately and I just kind of want to show what I've been working on, where my head's at with that. And then I do have like a little bit of a thrift haul that I'll probably show you guys in a little bit because we did some thrifting lately, so that was fun. Before that, we can go ahead and go over my TBR for this vlog. It's kind of short. I'm gonna keep it short and realistic because there's a bunch of other stuff I want to do and get done. There's Winnie, she's just saying hi. Yeah, we can get into it. I need to eat breakfast, drink some tea. To start, I really want to finish Strange the Dreamer. I'm pretty much halfway through, I believe. It's taken me a while to get back to this. I had to renew my library loan of it. I want to finish it finally. And I will probably also start on my Kindle If We Were Villains. I don't think I'll finish it, but I'm gonna try to start it for sure. I do want to also start and finish, hopefully, this book. This is A Series of Unfortunate Events, if you can't tell. This is the first book, A Bad Beginning. I want to slowly collect the hardcovers of these books. I have the first two, thankfully, that I was able to thrift. I just want to read this series again. Technically, I read it when I was in middle school. I read like the first 6 or 7 books and then I had to stop because it honestly like made me really depressed. I think my little brain was not handling it very well. So I stopped reading them, but I want to read them now as an adult with a fully developed frontal lobe. I'm also listening to the audiobook of the sequel to Emily Wilde Encyclopedia of Fairies. It's Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Worlds. Otherlands. Map of the Otherlands. God, these titles, they're too long. Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands. I'm listening to the audiobook on Spotify, actually. I usually listen to audiobooks while I paint, which is nice. I'm gonna try to get some reading done today and painting. Oh yeah, also if you're curious, because I've gotten some comments before in the past, the lipstick that I'm wearing is the Maybelline Superstay in the shade Amazonian. This is probably my favorite lipstick of all time. I've repurchased this like 3 times. This is a perfect lipstick and I love this lipstick. That's my favorite. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get something to eat, make some tea, and then we can excuse me, head over. Oh my god, I just lost my voice all of a sudden. We can head over to my desk and get going with painting. So yeah. Alright, so we've changed locations. We are over at my desk now, and I don't know what it is lately. I just, for some reason, every time I'm away from my desk, I'm like, oh, there's so much stuff I should work on. Like, I make lists. I'm like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to paint this. And then I sit down and I just feel like blank. But anyway, I have been making stuff, so I thought I would show you some stuff I've been making lately. First is actually this charm necklace. This has become like my everyday favorite necklace. I'm obsessed with it. Just thought I'd put that out there. The whole charm necklace trend, it was not my idea, obviously. That came from TikTok, but I'm so down with it and I love it and I already want to make more. I made 4, but I want to make more because I'm just obsessed with them. Other pretty exciting news, actually. I finally learned how to crochet. These probably don't look like a big deal if you know how to crochet. I have tried countless times in my life, throughout my life, at different stages, to try to learn how to crochet. And I don't know what happened. Maybe my frontal lobe like finally fully developed, but like something just clicked. Managed to make 2 granny squares. I just used some like low quality cheap yarn that I got from the thrift store because I didn't want to invest in a bunch of nice yarn that was just gonna sit there and collect dust if I didn't figure out how to do it first. So that was me kind of saving myself from myself. Now that I know how to do it, I have a lot of ideas for different projects I want to work on, and I'm gonna buy yarn this weekend, which I'm very excited about. I want to make a tote bag really bad out of like granny squares. I have a lot of ideas. I'm excited. The world is my oyster now. I also started embroidery. I don't have anything to show you right now because I have to get the supplies. I think they call it like thread painting, which is like you just like paint but you're using thread instead. That's kind of my approach to it. That's what I want to do, even though I like flowers. But I also want to try like a landscape and like maybe converting some of my painting ideas into embroidery ideas. That could be really fun. Yeah, so I'm gonna probably start with some sketching today. I've been using this little notebook or sketchbook that I've had forever. Like I've literally had this since high school. So yeah, I've been just trying to do like, well, that's David, but I couldn't get his face right, so I erased his face. I've been trying to do like single color kind of sketches. These are just some flowers. Yeah, there's not a ton in here yet because I only recently started sketching again. This is an idea for an embroidery that I was planning the other night. Pretty much it. So I definitely want to keep filling this up. And I need to improve my sketching overall. It's just not where it used to be. Yeah, so I thought I would go ahead and show you. This is the watercolor kit that I've been using. It's a little messy. It's just gonna get messier the more I use it. But I actually like the look of like used art supplies. The Winsor & Newton Cotman artist set. And then this is the watercolor sketchbook I've been using. The Perfect Sketchbook by Etcher. And this is just my first page. I just wanted to do something to kind of break it in, and flowers are just always nice. I love drawing and painting flowers. And then I've been practicing with textures and strokes. I did try to do a landscape. I got good feedback on this, but I'm not entirely pleased with it. I don't really know what's bothering me about it. I did this series of mountainscapes that if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen already. I'm really, really happy with how these turned out. I want to do more of this. This is an acrylic study I did. I want to get back into portraits, but I am rusty. I don't love how she turned out. Like, she's cute. Like, don't get me wrong. She's cute. I just think her proportions are off a little bit. She also doesn't look like anything like the reference that I was using. I've been loving this color palette. It's just a complementary palette essentially, but what I'm using is Payne's Gray and Burnt Sienna. And I just really, really love it. I love throwing some gray in to like neutralize it a little bit. Then we did some botanical stuff. So I did this lily, and then I don't remember what those are. I don't remember. I should write what the flowers are that I draw, but I never remember to do that. And then these, I'm obsessed with these. I'm so happy with how these turned out. They're just orange tree references that I drew. So yeah, that's all I have. I just wanted to show you kind of up to this point, and then I'll do like an end of year flip through because I'm gonna try to keep filling my notebook, and you'll see stuff that I paint along the way, but I thought I'd catch you guys up. I like keeping it simple. In the past, I've been known to have like too many sketchbooks I was working out of, and I just couldn't like consolidate my work. I had an art teacher when I was younger tell me that art is kind of like riding a bike, and that you really never forget how to make art, but also you won't get any better if you're not making art. So like if you stop making art at 5 and then you pick it up again when you're 25, you're gonna paint like a 5-year-old. So I'm trying to just make art. Anyway, that was my little sketchbook tour. Well, yesterday I went through and sharpened all of my colored pencils in my Prisma kit. I went ahead and like swatched them and then wrote the names just to give me like a visual of like the palette that I'm working with. I'm gonna go ahead and sketch a little bit and we can vibe. And I'm gonna listen to music. So yeah. I've gone ahead and got set up for watercolor. Today I think I'm gonna try to do another landscape, potentially a mountainscape. I saved some mountain landscapes on my phone yesterday that I want to check out. I've been really enjoying this watercolor paper. As I said, it holds a lot of water without warping, which is super nice. It's just super thick and good quality. I'll be using my Cotman watercolor set like I said, but I'm also probably going to dip into this, which is just a custom palette I made. It's just some blobs of burnt sienna, burnt umber, Payne's gray, white, flesh tone, and then a little bit of black. I've been liking this for more concentrated color palette pieces. I want to approach this big landscape the way I approached those little landscapes that I really like, the little mountainscapes. My least favorite part about landscapes are the big like fields that are usually in the foreground because it's just so hard to get them to look interesting and dynamic. They end up just looking like a big flat piece of like green or something. I'm probably going to try to like zoom in on the mountain and reduce the foreground a little bit because I want the focus to be the mountain and I think it's more interesting. I needed to talk about this to somebody. Yesterday I watched and finished Queen Charlotte, the TV show on Netflix. It's like the Bridgerton spinoff. I've watched the first 2 seasons of Bridgerton, but I never watched the Queen Charlotte little mini series. Guys, I sobbed, and I am not always a crier, but guys, I sobbed. That last little scene where they're under the bed, like, took me out. I was inconsolable. My boyfriend had to comfort me because I was ugly crying. It's making me emotional now just thinking about it. I can't stop thinking about it. It's so beautiful. It is such a beautiful love story. I know it's not historically accurate. It's not trying to be historically accurate. It's historically inspired romance, and it is beautiful. And it is such a good romance. It literally gives me chills. Honestly, I think I like Queen Charlotte better than I liked either of the seasons of Bridgerton. The second season is like god tier for me. That is a perfect like story. I love Canthony. Okay. The first season is okay. I wasn't obsessed. I liked it enough to keep watching, obviously, but it's just not as strong as of a story, I don't think. It's good, but it's also like slightly problematic at times. Like, I'm not a huge fan of how the first season was handled, but the second season is my jam. I love season 2 Bridgerton. I am Team Canthony all the way. So I was really surprised that Queen Charlotte, that I liked it as much as I did. I do think you have to watch Bridgerton to watch Queen Charlotte. It's just amazing. I love Bridgerton and I love Queen Charlotte. And I'm very, very, very excited for the coming season. I'm very nervous, but I'm very excited from what I've seen. I just hope they handle this story well. But I trust Shonda. I think she can do it. So anyway, that was just my little ramble because I had to talk to somebody about it. Like, oh, so good. I'll see you later. So I took a little break from painting because I'm trying to do something with my iPad. I have a really old iPad. I got it actually in a raffle at my prom when I was a senior in high school. So that was 2014, 2015-ish. It's like an iPad 2. The thing is a dinosaur. I don't use it the way a lot of people use iPads now. Like I don't use it for drawing or planning or anything like that. I only use it to play Bejeweled and Diner Dash, and sometimes I'll throw like reference photos that I want to use for painting on there because it's just a bigger screen, and that way I can use my phone while I'm painting, because otherwise I have to have the reference photo on my phone. My iPad is due for an update, but it takes forever to update, so I'm letting it do that right now. It's a really nice, gloomy, rainy day. Like, I'm really vibing with it, and it just makes me want to like curl up in bed and read the books that I've been wanting to read. So I think I'm gonna take a break from painting for a little while and do some reading. I'm thinking like maybe some tea and a book. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and make some tea, and then we're gonna do some reading. So I have put some ice in my tea because I gave up on trying to keep it hot, and I think I'm gonna try painting again. I like set a goal at the beginning of 2020 that I was gonna like paint every day. Did I say 2020? 2024. Thank God it's not 2020 anymore. For me, the best method for like maintaining a habit or even starting a habit is just forcing myself. That's the only way I can like have any sort of discipline, is if I just fake it and just force myself, because I'm not a disciplined person. I'm an impulsive person. I really want to take a nap, but I'm gonna force myself to paint. In case you were wondering, yes, I did just dip my paintbrush into my tea. So I finished my painting. I decided to kind of go in and do some like little details with pen. I'm not like thrilled with this piece, but I'm happy enough. It's actually, there's the reference photo right there on my iPad. I took some liberties obviously with it, and I wanted it to kind of be my own thing, which some of the decisions I made I'm happy with, but some I'm not. It's just the way it is. But so I got about 75 pages into a series of unfortunate events. It is just as sad and depressing as I remember, but I'm enjoying it. I love Lemony Snicket's writing style. If you don't know, I can give you like a quick summary of what the series is like about, but it's basically about Baudelaire children. Sunny is the youngest, then Klaus is the brother, and then Violet is the oldest daughter. They become orphans in the first book, and that's not like a spoiler, I think that's on the back of the book, but they become orphans, and it's basically their story being sort of like passed around to different people taking care of them, being put in different situations, and also being sort of harassed in different ways by a supposed relative of theirs named Count Olaf, and he's like just kind of a piece of crap dude, like he's the worst. It's just very sad. Like I just want to, the whole time you're reading, now that I'm reading it as an adult especially, I just want to take these kids out of this situation. Like I wish I could save the Baudelaire children. Anyway, it is very good. It's very well written. It's very enjoyable. Even though it is middle grade, it doesn't read like a middle grade in my opinion. I do think I'm gonna have to take my time with the series because it is very grim. And then I did read a little bit of Strange the Dreamer. I think I'm officially at the halfway point now. Before I was kind of like a little bit less than halfway. It's very good. I'm loving this book. I know it's going to be 5 stars. I'm just so obsessed with the story. I want to give like a summary, but I feel like it's one of those stories where if I were to summarize anything for you, it would kind of spoil the story. And I really didn't know anything about it going in. And I kind of recommend reading it that way. I think if you're going to read it, don't look into it, just read it, you know. If you like whimsical fantasy with like a little bit of darkness, I think you'll really like it. And it's just a very original concept. Also, Laini Taylor's writing is just beautiful. This gloomy weather has got me totally chill. So I recently went thrifting and acquired some books. Pretty good haul. First we have Dune. Funny, it has like screen caps of the 80s movie on the back. I just really like the cover. I already have a copy of Dune that I'm reading right now, but I just thought this like vintage copy was really neat. And then I went ahead and grabbed Out of the Silent Planet by C.S. Lewis. I actually have the audiobook for this, and I've been meaning to listen to it, but I thought it would be cool to have a little copy of the actual story. I didn't realize how short it was. I mean, the audiobook is only 5 hours, but I didn't realize just how short it was. I guess it's the first of a trilogy that C.S. Lewis wrote. I don't know. I love the Narnia series. Big fan of C.S. Lewis, Tolkien, the whole Inkling squad. So just wanted to give his science fiction a try, and I've heard it's pretty cool. Then we have this precious little, just like a vintage edition of Winnie the Pooh. I love the little Winnie on the cover. He's so cute. There's like little illustrations throughout, which is really cute. It's just adorable. I love Winnie the Pooh. Me and my boyfriend love Winnie the Pooh. Our cat is named Winnie after Winnie the Pooh, so it's just really cute. I went ahead and got a copy of Handmaid's Tale. I liked this cover. It's just a book I've been meaning to read. Also, it's very like, it's a very floppy paperback. I know that this is heavily inspired by The Parable of the Sower and The Parable of the Talents, and I read those last year, both of them. Loved them. Very good books. Octavia Butler is such a good writer. So now I feel like I can read A Handmaid's Tale. My last thing is the Earthsea trilogy. I am so excited about this edition. This specific edition, which I think is a library printing, literally has like a library stamp on it. So either a library donated this to the thrift store that I went to, or someone just didn't return their library book, but I'm very happy to have it. It's just beautiful. It's the first 3 books in the cycle. Love this series so much. I read it on Kindle, so I didn't have like a physical copy of it, so I'm very, very excited to have the first three. Ursula K. Le Guin is easily like my top 5 like favorite authors of all time. Left Hand of Darkness is one of my favorite books. That's my little thrift book haul. I think I did pretty good. A couple of these I'm pretty excited to read. Handmaid's Tale is on my TBR for the year, so is Out of the Silent Planet, and I'm currently working on Dune. I won't be reading this edition, I'm reading my other one, but I will finish Dune eventually. It's just taking me a while. But we are going to be seeing Dune 2, Part 2, this weekend, so I'm very excited about that. I'm either gonna go take a nap or do some painting. We'll see. If I do some painting, you'll see. If I take a nap, you won't. But I will check in later afterwards anyway. So talk to you guys later. So we just saw Dune 2. I know I mentioned that we were gonna go see it, so I thought I'd share my thoughts real quick. I don't have a lot of thoughts other than I really, really liked it. I recommend it. It's a really good movie. I really enjoyed the first Dune movie, so I was kind of expecting to really enjoy this one as well, and I did. And I actually think it's better than the first one by a lot. Timothée Chalamet really killed it in this one, I think. I loved Florence Pugh's character. I loved getting to see more of Zendaya's character. She's awesome. I really love a lot of the changes that they made with the movie that are obviously straying from the book and the original lore, but I think they're good changes, and I think they help streamline the story a little bit more and also add a lot of depth to characters that you don't get as much with in the book. It's also just a beautiful movie. I mean, even if you don't know a lot about Dune, I still would recommend it if you've seen the first one to watch it, because it's just like visually stunning and the music is amazing. Definitely think it's worth seeing it in theaters. It makes me excited to read the rest of the book because I'm about a quarter of the way through. Yeah, anyway, really, really good. Just thought I'd share my thoughts. But yeah, anyway, I'll probably check in later. So it's a different day, but I just wanted to show you guys some hobby mail that I just got. Just thought it would be fun to show you, so I'm just gonna, what I just said, to show you guys what I got from Amazon. It's just a couple things, but I'm pretty excited about them. And I mentioned earlier that I wanted to start embroidering, so I got some embroidery supplies and then some yarn, like I said. So. So I'm gonna wrap up this vlog here, but I thought I would just do a quick recap of my TBR and what I was able to read. So first, I wasn't able to finish Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands because my Spotify hours ran out, because I guess they put a limit on your audiobook hours for how much you can listen, so I have to wait till that renews to continue, which is kind of a bummer. But I did start it and I really liked it. I did finish A Bad Beginning. I wouldn't say it's like 5 stars, I'd give it like a 4, but I do think the series as a whole will probably be a 5 stars. And then I also made some decent progress in Strange the Dreamer. I'm really enjoying it. I definitely think it's going to be a 5 stars. That is the wrap up for what I've read in this vlog. Yeah, so I'm just gonna wrap this up here. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next one.